Very good morning to you. Well, the simple answer is yes, we absolutely can. Look at where we are in the polls, Trevor.
I haven't asked you a question yet.
We're in the mid-20s. We're alongside the Tories and the Labour. So yes, the simple answer is the people want reform. We need root and branch reform in this country.
Okay. The worst mass crime against the people of Britain ever. These aren't the words of a sensationalist tabloid, but of Elon Musk, one of the world's most influential figures. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
The most horrific
I'm interested in your members. Have you found the two people who stood up and heckled Lee Anderson and said Tommy Robinson should be freed?
Trevor, are you going to ask questions about the most important horrific scandal?
Yes, I am.
But why is a tech billionaire weighing in on a British scandal? And more importantly, why are his tweets getting more attention than years of alleged media silence? The answers reveal a web of complicity that goes far beyond the newsroom. The recent on-air clash between Richard Tice and Sky News has blown the lid off a scandal that's been simmering beneath the surface for years. What started as a routine interview quickly descended into a fiery confrontation that left viewers stunned and social media abuzz. Richard Tice, known for his no-nonsense approach, didn't mince words as he accused Sky News of deliberately sweeping the grooming gang scandal under the rug. Focus on the really important do your job, he demanded, pushing for a national inquiry into the issue. But Trevor Phillips, the Sky News presenter, seemed determined to steer the conversation in a different direction. As Phillips attempted to change the subject, Tice dug in his heels. The tension in the studio was palpable as Tice refused to be silenced, insisting on addressing the scandal that has haunted communities across Britain. It was a moment of raw, unscripted television that exposed the deep-seated frustrations many feel about media coverage of sensitive issues. But why was this confrontation so significant? It's not just about one politician calling out a news network. This clash laid bare a broader pattern of media reluctance to cover the grooming gang issue. Both Sky News and BBC News have faced criticism for their silence on the matter, raising questions about possible instructions to tread carefully on sensitive topics. The reasons behind this media reticence are complex and troubling. Some critics suggest that outlets like Sky News may be avoiding the issue out of fear of being labeled racist, fear of backlash over political correctness. There are even reports of officials expressing nervousness about identifying the ethnic origins of perpetrators. It's a stark reminder of how concerns about optics can sometimes overshadow the pursuit of truth. This on-air confrontation has sent shockwaves through the media landscape, forcing a long-overdue conversation about the responsibilities of journalism. It's challenged the notion that some stories are too sensitive to tell and raised important questions about who gets to decide what the public should know. The impact of Tice's standoff with Sky News is still unfolding. It sparked debates about media bias, the limits of political correctness, and the role of journalism in tackling difficult societal issues. But this story doesn't end with one heated interview. As the dust settled on Tice's confrontation, an unexpected player was about to enter the fray, taking this scandal to new heights and ensuring it could no longer be ignored. Just when we thought the grooming gang scandal couldn't get any more explosive, Elon Musk decided to throw his hat into the ring. The tech billionaire, known for his controversial tweets and business acumen, suddenly took center stage in a debate that's been raging across the UK. With a flurry of nearly 200 posts on X, Musk didn't just dip his toes into the political waters, he cannonballed right in. Musk's opening salvo was nothing short of incendiary. He branded the grooming gang scandal as the worst mass crime against the people of Britain ever. It's a bold claim, to say the least, and one that immediately set social media ablaze. But Musk didn't stop there. He demanded a national inquiry, called for arrests, and even went as far as to suggest that UK Safeguarding Minister Jess Phillips deserves to be in prison for rejecting calls for a government-led inquiry in Oldham. The tech mogul's intervention has sparked a firestorm of reactions. Some view him as a crusader for truth, finally giving voice to an issue they believe has been swept under the rug. Others see his comments as dangerously misinformed and potentially harmful. Health Secretary Wes Streeting called Musk's criticisms misjudged and certainly misinformed, while extending an olive branch to collaborate on tackling child sexual exploitation. But Musk's tweets have done more than just ruffle feathers. They've reignited a national conversation about the grooming gang scandal and forced politicians to respond. Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch has called for a full national inquiry, echoing Musk's demands while also criticizing him for sharing inaccurate information. It's a delicate balancing act that highlights the complexity of the issue. The implications of Musk's involvement go beyond the immediate political fallout. His posts have garnered millions of views and sparked discussions among right-wing figures in the US, with some even suggesting sanctions against the UK. It's a stark reminder of how social media can amplify voices and shape narratives across borders. But as the dust settles on Musk's Twitter storm, we're left with some uncomfortable questions. What does it mean when a tech billionaire can so easily sway public discourse on sensitive national issues? And how do we navigate the fine line between addressing serious concerns and avoiding divisive rhetoric? As we've seen, this grooming gang scandal has become a tangled web of media silence, political posturing, and unexpected interventions. From Richard Tice's fiery confrontation with Sky News to Elon Musk's Twitter tirades, the story has taken more twists and turns than a soap opera. But beneath the drama lies a serious issue that demands our attention. The media's reluctance to cover this scandal raises troubling questions. Are we letting fear of being labeled racist trump our duty to report the truth? Has political correctness gone too far when it silences victims and protects perpetrators? And what does it say about our society when it takes a tech billionaire's tweets to force a national conversation on such a crucial issue? But let's not forget the most important players in this story, the victims. Their voices have been drowned out by the political noise and media maneuvering. As we navigate this complex landscape, we must remember that responsible journalism isn't just about breaking stories. It's about considering the impact of our words on those affected. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Perhaps it's time we all became more discerning consumers of news. Don't just take one source at face value. Question everything, especially when it confirms your biases. And remember, the truth is rarely as simple as a tweet or a headline would have us believe.